Hey settlers, and welcome back to the continuing saga. This is going to be the ninth video in the series. It's going to be the German turn 5, and it's probably going to be over an hour again, just like the other ones have been. Hopefully these will be picking up speed once I punch through the line. Again, to reiterate the victory conditions, the Germans have to exit 135 CVP off the north edge of the map. If they do, they win immediately. So I've been under the wrong impression of the VC. So speaking of the German turn 5, I think I'm in good position. I do have a lot of broken frontline units, which obviously won't be able to impact the battle at all. But and a lot of my vehicles are bogged down on wire, which is a real pain in the ass. So I'm hoping I can free them and enter this trench system this turn. Now, luckily for me, most of the Russian forces in these trench series are broken or disrupted. I basically have this one guy here, and there's one squad here in the trees. So if I keep him suppressed, maybe I'll drop a smoke bomb on him. Although with all this vehicle line of sight hindrance, it might be difficult to do at best, but you never know. 1, 2, 3. I could always drop this FFE continuation onto here. It would deviate one hex, potentially obscuring my Panther, but with any luck, it'll get this unit. And then I can just deal with this and basically push past. Once I'm into this open area, then I can turn and deal with these arriving reinforcements, or just make a straight beeline for the edge. Russians began receiving reinforcements on turn 5. Well, there's a chance. I have to roll a 1, and they have 4 potential rally groups that they can bring on. All right, so if we look at here, these are the rally groups that the Russians have to go. So they have one variable, which is this one down here. So anywhere from 10 tanks plus ATs. Hopefully I don't roll a 4 or 5 and get this as well. That's a lot to have to fight through. But they've also got these 3 units here. This one, this one, this one as a group. Each group makes its own die roll, less than or equal to the turn numbers. So on turn 5, the Russian turn, I have to make 4 die rolls to see which of these groups, one of these and one of these 3, or all 3, all 4 could potentially come on turn 5. And then of course the turn number just goes up 2 on turn 6, 4, and then finally everybody shows up on 8 if nobody showed up yet. So I really don't have a lot of time to get into this kind of position ready to repel. Hopefully I'll be in a better position. And of course I get my own reinforcements on turn 7, which for me constitute these units. So I've got 8 more tanks, as well as all these ATs right here. So these are more engineers coming on, towing a couple of AT guns. So this will help me definitely defeat the oncoming Russians if they can get into place in time. First things first, I have to punch through this line, or at least occupy these trenches so that I can shoot up anything that comes at me. But at the same time, this is a lot of open ground that I have to cover, so I'm going to have to mount all these guys up in half tracks, assuming they can make it off the wire, and just to drive them off the board. So I have to make sure that when I do that push, that I can actually make 135 and not leave myself too weakened on the map board, because once you're off, obviously you can't come back on and play again. So that's it, I think, for the preamble of what's going on. Again, if you've been following, you know all this, but just an overview of my general strategy of what I'm thinking of as a German player. Unlucky to lose a Tiger to this infantry gun firing out of smoke, but you get a critical, and even the Tigers are vulnerable to ordnance. So yeah, there's 2 continuation FFEs that I have to gain battery access for, again using the modified chit system that is with the scenario. So I don't know if I'll get access. Hopefully I do, and then I can drop some more down somewhere strategically. Maybe back here, again, maybe on this guy right over here. Or maybe I should start looking at suppressing this area here, because these guys are really doing a number on me. Even with smoke, this infantry gun was able to kill a Tiger. I've got these guys that are just wasting my mortars down here in the half tracks. So again, I have to drop some kind of smoke ordnance on those guys as well. So maybe that's what I'll do with the 155. I'll just put a spotting around over here somewhere, and then I'll saturate it with probably smoke. I don't think there's any need for an FFE, although it is a 155 on the 30 tables, so that would be a good result. At any rate, that's for the prep fire phase. So let's get into the mission. All right, first things first is we roll for air support to see if we have any air support for the Russian turn 5. So again, this is now turn 5. This is the last time I get a roll of 3 or less on the white die. That's not it on the white die. So again, no air support. So going forward from turn 6 to 15, I need to roll a 2 on the white die. And again, the color die is halved, rounded up for number of aircraft that you receive. Yeah, so I think I've only had one mission of Stukas in 5 turns with a 50% chance of getting Stukas. One mission, so, and even then it was a miss in retroactive. All right, so let's get into the rally phase itself. We'll do wind change. No wind change. And begin rallying. So I need to find a self rally. You're DM'd. You're right here. You're not DM'd, sitting on top of the wire. So I think you're going to be my self rally attempt. So let's get that out of the way. So you need a 7, and you are rallied. Excellent. Now I need to with leaders. So you come off. No leader, so you can't rally. Oh, I should have done you. You're a fanatic, and with a Bangalore. Oh well. In no particular order, so I'll repair this gun. Nope. This Panther's gun. Getting there. We're getting there. Here we have a 10-2 with broken half squad. So this guy needs an 8 to rally. Welcome back. Burning gun that's broken under the thing. And we have a crew here. So they need a 7 as well. Yeah, just a 7. So they're back. So I have another mortar that I can bring back into play. All right, so let's do the Russians. Now, I've got a leader that I moved into this pillbox. So I've got a crew and a fanatic half squad. So let's bring this crew online. So he needs a 9-10 with the rally train of the pillbox. -4 is a 6 or less. Nope. And then a 8, 4 or less for the, wait, you're fanatic. So 7, 9, 5 or less for that fanatic half squad. No. All right. You have a rally attempt, so you're going to need a 3. Now, in hindsight, what I probably should have done is I should have left this broken crew in this position here, and I should have moved this guy. He would abandon the gun, and then this guy would be in position to take over the gun. But I didn't do that. If they're still alive by the Russian turn, I'll make sure that I do that. Right, you can come off. We got a broken gun. You're gone. And that is it for the rally phase. All right, let's go into prep. So do I want to prep or shoot? Now I want to move. You guys are going to move with the tank. I still have, oh no, wait, before I do that, let's do some ordnance. So you guys all have to flip back over to +2 white smoke. All right, so next up I got to fire ordnance smoke that's on board first. So let's do that. So no, what are the chances of getting through there? I'll be +1, 2, 3, 4. I could drop a smoke bomb on you because I still have smoke for this guy here. You are in the covered arc. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. I can't see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7. All right, I can't see that guy because there's too many vehicles in the way. So what if I do, well, let's use this for line of sight. So what would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the brush. 6, 7, so you won't be able, you can't even see him. All right, you're gonna be switching your target to I think to you. So that would be a total +2 for this smoke, +4 for that smoke, and that is it. So +4 on the smoke. +26 hex range with a +4 to hit. Should be interesting. All right, so this is going to be a smoke round. 24 or 6, so I need a base 7. -1 is a base 6. Nothing for smoke, so I need a 6 +4. I basically need snake eyes to hit. All right. What the hell, eh? Close. I have rate. I could fire again. I can't acquire because I don't believe you can acquire with smoke. Yeah, you cannot acquire with smoke, so I'm gonna need a snake eyes again. So I'm on, but I don't have acquisition. There's just too many obstacles in the way, so let's put you up. Now, I rolled twice, so you still have smoke, which is great. You guys are back now, so you guys can fire smoke, and you're going to fire around. You're going to get a clip there. I think you're going to fire on here as well. So I want to put you here. What are you shooting at? You're shooting at that guy. Yeah, you have to die. All right, so if I put a smoke pot on you, can I make it? +1 for the brush, 2, 3 for these brushes. +21 hexes away, and you're at a +3. So base 8 brings it down to a 7. And +3, 4 less to drop smoke pot. You have a smoke exponent of 9 because you're in the lead unit, so your depletion number goes up 1. So 9 or less, but I need a 4 less to hit to drop smoke. So not a hit, and I still have smoke. But again, I'm not acquired, so those, just ignore that. I'm using that for line of sight calculations just because it's very difficult to see with all these counters. All right, so you're fired. Now I've got you. You're firing +1, 2, 3. I think you are actually supposed to be firing smoke. So you're not going to be acquired. +1, +2, +3. I guess you have to be unbuttoned to fire that thing as well. So treat as an open top support. Open top self-propelled gun for hit-to-hit purposes. So if you're not unbuttoned, that would be should be another +1, and you are 23, so you're going to need a 3 or less to hit. I'm pretty sure we're firing smoke, which means no acquisition applies. So 23 away is a base 8. Brings it down to a 7. +3 for the brush brings it down to a 4. And if I stay buttoned up, which I never declared, so I guess you guys are buttoned up, so that would be +4, would mean a 3 or less to hit. You still got smoke, so let's do it. Okay, that's rate. 3 or less to hit. Okay. And let's keep going. Wow, that's 3 4s in a row, but I need a 3. I need a 3 to hit. And I'm out of smoke. Alrighty. So you're behind the vehicle. You're going to move. So I'm going to put one of the solitaire move counters on you so I remember to move you. I do have a gun. You are firing onto here. +1. +2. +4. You've acquired twice as a +2. Maybe another one in there for another vehicle. You don't even have smoke. That's right. All right. You're firing HE, so let's do OBA next. Let's start with you. This is your target. I think you're going to move an FFE onto H2. So let's do radio contact. Field phone is good inside the tank. Battery access is red. Shit. All right, so these are where the rules come in. So red goes back in, and another one gets added to the pile. So now 6 black, 6 red makes it that much harder to get a fire mission. So you come off. I'll put you back here. And now you. So field phone, you are good as well. Battery access. Black. All right. So I do have another fire mission. So I'm going to take you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Drop it on you. I would pay +2, 3 for the brush. So you're not going to be accurate, but I can see you. So let's put it on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I cannot correct an FFE, but I can make that a spotting round. And it is going to be a maximum of 4 hexes off. Sorry, I'm going to be putting a spotting round, so it cannot be accurate. So let's see where it lands. 2 for 1. Spadoosh. Yeah, okay. So that's where you're landing. Now you You don't clip that hex, so you're just paying 1, 2. You don't clip this hex. 2 to your accuracy. Germans have a 2, so you cannot be accurate, but I can still see this hex, so that's where an FFE is going to be dropping. Probably a smoke. And then I can adjust you onto over here. That's what I'll do. All right, so prep fire for you. You're good. All right, so back to you, and let's fire some HE. So you have a target. 1. You do clip SX, so you're going to be +1, +2, +3, +3. 2 for the trench is +5. 11 hexes away, +5. Acquired twice, so it's going to be a +3. Base 7, nothing for the gun, so +3 is a 4 less to hits. HE. Rate of fire, 4 less to hits. No shots. Let's fire the Panther's gun onto the crew. Or do I move? I have to break this crew so I can enter the pillbox. Can a broken unit keep out somebody from a pillbox? So they got to be eliminated. They cannot just be broken. I think you're going to move. Now you're in a minefield. As are you guys. Oh, I do have a flamethrower. Let's fire the flamethrower. So that's going to be on the 12 table with a +2 for the line of sight. Nine on the 12. Could have been better. Is an NMC. So NMC for you. Good and broken. Now I can fire the 12 firepower with a -1 leader. +3. 12 +3. Oh, that'll work. So you're led with a leader, so there's no cowering. So a 5 on the 12 would be a 2 check. All right, so the unbroken squad is broken. And the broken squad is casualty reduced. Okay, well that worked out. So you guys are broken. You guys have fired. The tank is now free to move, so I'm going to move the tank adjacent to those guys, which should force them out. And it'll also make a trail break through the minefield for the engineers to follow up later on. I still got you to deal with. I think you guys are going to move. So if I move the tank, to here, what are you looking at? A +4, +5 for buttoned up, -1 for 2x range would be a +4 on the 8, would be a 4 less to hit with the main gun. If I move, these guys are going to be in position next turn, so I have to get into this trench and fight that guy. So I think you guys are going to move. Now, if I assault move, armored assault, I have risk taking a shot. So you're going to move, and then the squad will follow separate. All right. I think you're going to drive straight forward and into this trench, do an overrun. Yeah, that's what you're going to do. All right. I don't know if that's a good idea or bad idea, but it'll make a trail break and potentially kill those units. You're going to do the same to here. Well, I could have fired another smoke pot on him. Oh well. All right. Yeah, you're going to move. You're going to move. So this will get me through the minefields, assuming they don't die. You're going to go to there as well, to D5 at least. Now, the squads are not in a minefield. I don't know that this is here, so I think I'm going to assume there's no minefield there. You're going to move as armored assault. Or would I move the tank? I think I move the tank. I have to be careful that there might be some minefields hidden. Again, I'm playing this solo, so I don't know where these are. But trying to be fair, I think a smart move would be to send the tanks forward to see what's there, and then the troops to follow, given what happened down here. So you guys are all going to move. You're going to move. Is somebody going to fire? You can fire. Now, you fired smoke on there, I believe. Or was that the mortar? I think the mortar's the one that fired smoke on there. So you did not fire smoke, so you can fire HE. You be acquired. +1 for the buttoned up. +5 for all this. -1 for acquired is a +4 on the 8. It would be a 4 less to hit. So let's do that. So you're going to fire your HE, 4 less to hit. Well, that's not good. Let's get rid of you because you're going to be moving. All right, you guys are going to fire. Now, do I put you on opportunity fire and bring in the 9-2? That would be on the 20 table. I don't have to worry about the hero. And I can do a better job of damaging something, which I think I'm going to do. So let's put you under op fire. And this leader is going to move. Can heroes use flamethrowers? I think I'm going to give that flamethrower to the hero. So the 10-2 and the half squad with the flamethrower are going to come to here. You're going to pass that off to the hero. Hero and then the flamethrower. And then you guys are going to slowly start advancing. I think that'll play. All right, what am I going to do with you? You're immobilized, so you have to fire. You don't have smoke, so I didn't have to worry about that. So let's fire an HE around onto you. So that's you. So you're going to land on here. So +1 for buttoned up, 2 for the vehicle in front, 4 for this trench. +4. Let's do the guns first. So you're going to be on the 8s table +3. Oof. Okay. And then the main gun is going to be +4 on the 8, so 4 less to hit. That is great. So now it would be a 5 or less to hit. Rate. Now a 6 or less to hit. So that is a hit and no rate. So on the 6 table. Oh, come on. Yeah, nothing. Oh well. One day you'll hit something. All right, so this vehicle is going to move. You guys are going to follow up once you get under the wire, so that'll be a variable number up to here, advance onto there. You're going to move, stop being stacked so you don't get blown up. And you guys are in a half track. What are you going to do? You're going to move. You're going to move. Okay, so I'm going to go right into movement phase. All right, so let's start here. You are going to move forward into the minefield. You're going to take an attack. If I think it's got to be K result. Which is a yeah, a K. I don't think a K does anything for mines. Yeah, it needs to be a K result. So we have a partial trail break through there. What do I want to do with you? Move forward one more. There's a very real threat. This guy's going to jump on the tank. I don't think I'm going to have anybody in. Well, I have you. you could move there. It'll be 2, 4. Yeah, let's go forward more. So you're going to leave this, get another IFT attack. And one more for entering the next one, so nothing. All right, you're on the wire, you're bogged. So let's see if you get unbogged. So 12 move, gets you unbogged. 12, 13, 14, 15, stop for 16. You guys are going to salt move under the half track. You'd be firing at a 4 plus 3 for the smoke. 5 for the vehicles on the 4. You're going to be firing 2, minus 1 for being in a minefield. So it would be plus 4 on the 4. Let's do that. So you're going to fire plus 4 on the 4. That cowers. I could fire you. That will be on the 2 table. Minus 1 plus 1 cancel. So 2 straight up. Nothing. All right, so then you're going to drive forward, take a mine attack. Again, close, but no cigar. So you are all the way through now. So that was 1. If you want to do an overrun, now you have to take a bog check. Okay, you're no longer bogged for one thing. Let's get rid of that. Let's do a bog check. So I don't think you're bogged. So what do we have? Vehicle is normal pressure, plus 1. So you have plus 1 for being light, for being a normal pressure. Entering a trench. All right, so they're not bogged and they're sitting on top of the trench. Now, how do I destroy that gun? So, yeah, so you have enough moves. You're going to destroy this gun. You're just going to pivot turn on it and destroy it. So let's get rid of you. So that was 1, 4. So a total of 5. 5 move. Well, 1 for starting up, so 6 move. And you could fire your 4. I'll be on the 2 table. Doubled will be on the 4 table plus 3. 4 plus 3. Can that get an NMC? Yes. 2 plus 3. I could get an NMC with my machine guns, which means these guys could be under desperation. Now I do have oh wait, you're gonna man that gun. I should have done this before. All right, so you're manning the AT gun. I don't want to enter this hex here where the pillbox is because the tank is there, so you're gonna stay here. Um, that was 6 move. Pivot would be 7 with a bog check, and then it would be another 4, 5 to enter up. So this would be actually 7. 1 plus 5, 1 to start up, 2, 7. Pivot would be 8 plus 5. It would be a motion to be on top of these guys. I think I'm overthinking this. All right, so you're going to be there. Let's fire your 2 machine gun firepower here, plus 3. 2 doubled will be on the 4 table. So it's a base 8. Half is 4 for in the advancing, well, bounding fire. And because you're still in motion, that would be halved again. So it should be on the 2 table. Yeah, it would be on the 2 table. But that would be doubled because you're adjacent. So it would be on the 4 table with a plus 3. So don't break the guns, but you do DM everybody there. All right, so now I need to get some more cover so I can move those guys up. So you are going to go here. You are going to get under the wire for 4. You guys are hanging out. You're going to go under the wire for 2. Then you'll be up here for 3. No, not yet. I got to move somebody else up first. So let's get you guys. So you're going to move armored assault. No, you're going to move separate. So the tank will move. Take a minefield attack. As it leaves. Stop. Now, I could overrun with a bog check. Do I want to do that? 1. Start up 2 for there. 3. What would that be? One-third of the move to enter the woods, plus a quarter of the move to overrun. Oh, wait, you need to do a stall check, so you didn't stall. All right, so that was 3. It would be 1/3 to enter the light woods, which would be is it rounded up or down? I think I'm going to do the overrun. The math's too complicated. I'm going to stop. I'm going to fire 2. Double will be on the 4. I could try and immobilize. That would be hard to get. I think you're just going to check fire and sit there and take it. So let's be 2. Well, it would be 3 firepower. Doubled would be 6 for being adjacent. 6 plus 2. 7, 9 on the 6 is a miss. Now I could fire the gun, but it wouldn't be much point. You guys are going to move under the vehicle, assault moving. So you're going to fire on the 8 table. +1. No, no modifier. On the 8 table, no modifier. 5 on the 8 is a 1 check. 2 check. Sucks. Alright, 8-1 is good, and a 7 for the 4-6-8, and he's broken. God damn it. Almost made it. Almost made it. So then you guys have fired, so you are going to charge forward. You don't stall. Brake goes all the way through. And you take an IFT attack. No, you're going to fire. You're going to stop there. You're going to pay. So you have enough, more than enough move. So you'll be firing on the 6 table. Buttoned up. No, a 6 table +4. 6 +4. Nothing. You're not going to fire your main gun either. All right, so you are going to start up for 1. You're going to move onto here. You're going to give him some cover. Oh yeah, that's right. Your main gun's broken, so you can't fire anyways. Derp. You are going to start up for 1. You're going to go through the minefield. Don't die. Okay. Stop there. You're going to fire your 8 firepower +2 onto here. That is a 10 as a no effect. And you guys are going to assault move into the minefield for 2. No, you're just going to move. You're just not going to assault move. So you can final fire. 2 firepower. You're now DM'd. 2 straight up. Nothing. All right, you're immobilized, hanging out on the wire. Have fun with that. All right, so here we wanted to move you guys into the stack with the hero. Hero's going to take on the flamethrower. God, there's just so much shit here. All right, so you are not bogged on the wire, are you? Yeah, you're bogged. Can't remember if he was bogged or not, so we'll just make him bogged. You wanted to go under the wire. Costs you 2 move. 3, 4. What about you guys? you guys are already under the wire. So you can go 1, 2, oops, 1, 2, 3. You'd have to CX, so you'll just stay there. All right, so you guys, oh, and you're bog too. Nice. All right, you guys are going to move armored assaults, are you? Let's move you. No, you're bogged. So start it for 1. Onto the wire for 2. You're bogged. And to get under the wire, costume 4. So that was 1, 2, 3, 7. So you would be CX'd to get under the wire. I believe I did that correctly. You're going to go 2. That's fine for there. Let's do you. So you are going to go... You're going to come onto this wire here. Do a bog check. You are bogged too. God damn it. You're just going to slide over, give some protection. You guys are on the wire, so to go under it's going to cost you 4 move, all your move. Here we have a tank. What do I want to do with you? I want you to come up here. So you're not going to go on the wire. So you're going to start for 1, turn for 2, 3, turn for 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. Not bog, surprisingly. 9, 10. And you're going to stop there. So let's fire 8 firepower plus 5 against you. No effect. All right, you guys got to spread out a little bit. So let's put you over here. You can sit over here. And we have you guys in a half track. Where do you want to go? You can come up to here. Yeah, so let's go 1, turn for 2, 3, turn for 4, 5, 6. Actually, you're not fully tracked, so you'd probably be 4. It would be like, what, 10, 11? And you're not bogged. And you'll stop. You don't have enough to unload, but you're... yeah. All right, you guys. So let's go out of the minefield for one. You're finally out of the minefield. It only took you 4 turns. You'll move armored assaults. Oh, before I do that, let's get you out of the way. Let's get you out of the way. So you're in an FFE. Start up for 1. I guess you're suffering attack. No results. You're going to go back for a lot. Oh, wait, do you stall? You do not stall. And you're bogged down. Oh, wait, you were bogged already. 4, so it took you 4 to get off, so you're unbogged. Now you're bogged again on here. You guys to go under the wire. Or do I just back out? I think I just back out of the FFE. So you guys are out of the wire now. You have 6 moves. So that was 1. Turn for 2. 3, 4, 5. 6. 7. Stop for 8. And you should be able to unload with the rest of your move. And you can't go anywhere. Okay, I think that's going to be it for... Oh no, I got you guys to move. So you going to get in a better position so you can bring some smoke to bear on that dude. So start for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You'll stop there. Now you are required on you, as are you. And you fired. So then you you should have fired as well. And that's going to be it for the move. Wow, that took a while. All right, defensive fire phase for the Russians. So starting over here, we've got final fire, no effect. You've already final fired. You could fire 4 table plus 1. 6 on the 4. NMC. Great to see, good to see. So the 8-1 is good with the sniper, and the squad is a half squad. Russian sniper, no. Now you could fire 4 firepower. You would be at a +2, +3 on the 4. Let's do that. Yeah, you're going to be firing on the 4 table +3 to this leader. Nope. You have 2 firepower. You're in smoke will be +3. For these vehicles will be +4. +5 for this one here onto the 2. So you're not going to bother firing. You guys are broke. You guys could fire That would be +5 total for that. So there's no point. And there's no point for you firing. Nor you. So let's look at the guns over here. Oh wait, I forgot their OBA. Alright, so you. First things first, radio contact, you're good. You have OBA 1 as an FFE. You can see the target hex. Where do you want to move to? Or do you stay in place? I think you're going to follow the tiger back. So that's a 2 hex move. So the most it could be off is 1. So direction is 5. That sucks. Skadoosh. Alright, so you're continuous and you do a 76 attack on the target hex. A 6 on the 12 is a 2 check. So 2 for you. And a 2 for you. You. Now you're open topped. So that should be a -1. Brings it down to a 3, which is a K3, which I don't think is a result, is it? So that half track is shocked. Shucks. Right, my friend the tiger, that is bogged. No result. Can I burn you? Nope. Nothing. You. -1 is 8, so it's no effect. And you guys here. My recently broken troops that just rallied are now going to be broken again. With the 7. 7 on the 12 is a 1 check. Alright, so the 10-2. So he's good. So now this is a 9 for him. A 8 for him. Pinned. And a 8 for him. Broken. And you are pinned. That's not too bad. It could have been worse. Alright, so yeah, that's that FFE. And you're under the wire too, so where the hell are you going to run to? Guess you're just going to stay there and die. Alright, the other OBA, radio contact, is maintained. You are an FFC continuation, so you need to do battery access. And you're a red. So you go back and you get one more. Oh, wait, wrong one. You're a red. You go back and you get one more. For some reason, this one is pooched. All right. Yeah, there's some graphical glitch in the OBA thing, so I just reset it like that. All right, so you're gone, which saves you. Oh, I never moved you. Let's move you. So you would have moved here. You would be in the FFE, so you take a roll. So you're good. Now you're going to get shot up. 37 long, not a hope in hell of penning unless you get a crit. Wait, that's a tiger. Base 9, so you definitely need a crit. You have no target, so you may as well fire. All right. +1 for the brush, -1 for large target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hexes away. So you are a base 8. Nothing for the guns. Motion vehicles a +2, so you need a 6 or less to hit. That is a hit in the turret, but you're not going to be any result because I need to get a critical so I can double the AP. So you fired and acquired. Now you've spent 1 to go into this location. Does it cost extra to go into an FFE? No. All right, so you can't fire again until he spends another move. What about you? You have no APCR. Your base to kill is a 10. You're going to try a shot as well. So let's bring on an acquisition. One to you from you. 11 hex range, +1 for the brush, -1 for large targets, +2 for being in motion. So again, you're going to need a 6 or less to hit. That is a hit, but you're not critical, so you're not going to be able to pen. Now you have a problem because you're in a AT trenches ahead of you. You cannot come forward because you're just going to get blown up. If you do a side shot, so you're going to stop. So you're going to fire again. That is a miss, but rate of fire. And you hits turrets, so it's up armored, so it's less of a chance of. So you're going to stop. So 1, stop for 2. You're going to back up onto the wire. Do bog check. So you're not bogged. And that cost 2 move to go onto the wire. +1 for cost of terrain. So 1, stop for 2, 5. And we'll do another one onto here. You're not bogged as well, and the wire is gone because I rolled a 1. Before I do that, you're going to be up here and going to take another shot. So the 37 long. That's a hit, and it is a hull hit. Not a chance because it's a base 11. You hit, but again, it's a turret hit, and you can't pen it. So then you come back to here. Another shot from you. That is a miss, so you're out of fire. Actually, I think you'll hit. +1. -1 cancel. +2 motion would be a 6 or less. So you would, but you've acquired twice, so that would be a hit, but again, no result. And you hit, hull hit, but again, you can't pen. You really need a critical for that. So we went 1, stop for 2, we went back for 5, another 3 would be 8. Stop for 9, you're going to come forward for 10. And you're going to stop there, and I'll get one more shot from you. All right, so that's your last shot, and you can't pen, so you're out of ammo as well, or out of shots. Now, I've never fired you here because you're busy blowing up this thing here. Oh, I never moved you either. God damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could try a side shot. No, that would still be frontal. So there's not much point. So you'll continue firing where you are. Okay, so that's it for that tank. That should have moved in the moving phase. Now we'll do the rest of the Russian defensive fire phase, which again, apologies for that mix-up. As I said, I tend to go left to right, and things get always messed up that way. So no troops are going to fire over here. Do you have a target? That would hit the trees. That would hit the trees. So I got to be aware of this when I do my next move. Back to guns. So we have you. Oh, and I didn't move you either. God damn it. Let's assault move into the brush. Yeah, I don't think you're going to fire. Well, you could fire on you. Be firing at a +3. No modifier. +1 probably for this brush here. So it would be a +4. Base it would be a 6. Yeah, you'd need snake eyes to hit, so there's probably not much point. All right, you're going to continue your barrage of you guys. So +1 for the brush, 2 for this tiger, for line of sight. Yeah, so what's the range? 18, 18 +2. So your base 8 come down to a 7, 6 or less to hit. You are acquired, so an 8 or less to hit. That is a hit and rate of fire. So IFT result is a 4. +1 for the vehicle is a 5. 5. 5 on the 8 is a 2 check. So you. You're good. So this is a 1 check for the 468, who is pinned, and a 2 check for you. Broken. Next shot. That is a hit, and he has a rate of fire. This time it's a 6. On the 8 is a 1 check. And the flamethrower is a 2 check. So 1 check for you. You're good, so it cancels out that. So the 468 is good, and the broken squad is good as well. No, one more shot. That's a hit. That's going to be no effect. 10 on the 8 is nothing. Pinning for you, but you're already broken. So let's keep firing shots. Last shot, it's a hit. And it's a 7-8 for the... one check for the flamethrower and NMC for the rest. So NMC for the 8-1. Still good. 468, still good. And the broken squad is I have. Alrighty, good shooting, guns out. I really need to drop a fucking FFE on that guy. Or a smoke bomb. I think I'm going to drop a smoke pot on that. Which will be after he fires on his turn, so it's probably not going to be much point to that. What else do we have to shoot? You are going to be shooting at your friend, the mortar, so you're going to be paying +1, +2. The line of sight you've acquired twice, and the range is 20 deuce. So base 4, you're 37 long, so comes up to a 5, down for 2 to a 3. +1, +2 cancels out the acquisition, so a 3 or less to hit. Small target size, so actually you'd be a 2 or less to hit. That is rate, 2 or less to hit. That is last shot. And then you, same things. We said 22, so that should be 24 away, 2 X's further. +1, +2, +3. You're 45 long. 45 long, 24 away is a base 4. Up to a 5. Down 1 to a 4. +3. 4 for the vehicle. -1 is +3, so you cannot hit. And you've acquired twice. Alright, that's the guns. I think that's it for the Russian defensive fire phase. Nothing else can really see. Everything else is obscured with a good old smoke. So let's go advancing fire phase. Now we need to do some shooting. So you're going to fire your 4 firepower. I think I fired you, so I'm just going to mark you as advance fired. You're going to fire you guys. That's going to be 8. Halved would be on the 4 table. +1 for this, +2 for the smoke is 3, and then 2 for the trench is +5. -1 for the hero would be +4 on the 4 table. Nothing. Okay, you were supposed to do some damage, but you never did. So you've already fired. Let's fire the gun now. No rates, but you are acquired on them, so that's something. Although you're by your lonesome sitting right in front of the squad, that's probably going to jump right on top of you. I'm not going to fire the rest of you. Oh, that's right. I had opportunity fire on my stack here. So, well, what a mess. 1, 2, 3. +7. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the hero's too far away. +7 -2 is +5. on the 20 table. +5 on the 20 table into this location. Yeah, nothing. And I think that is it. That is it. All right, so route phase. Let's get rid of the preps. Let's get rid of the defensive fire. Turn on broken units. So Germans first. Now you have to route because you're adjacent. All right, so the leader's not going to route. You're going to go... Where are you going to go? I think you're failure to route. If you can move here because you're adjacent to this guy. You'd have to move back here, which means you'd be suffering a mine attack. All right, that's supposed to be on you. So I think you're failure to route. Um, so that was a minefield attack. So I rolled a 7. I don't think anything else applies. So a 7 on the 6 is a NMC result. So I need to take an NMC for that broken unit, and it's gone. Okay, so break to the allies. Thanks for coming out. Broken gun, so you don't have to worry about it. You guys are sitting under a mortar. Now, if I route, 2, 3 portage points. Jesus. Where are you going to route to? You have an FFE behind you. You could route this way. You're here. You're covered with the vehicles, so you don't have to move. So I don't think you're going to move because you're surrounded by mines. I don't think I can do that any other way. You are shocked. You guys are DM'd, so you should route. But again, am I in a minefield? No. That's wire. And that's another FFE. So I can move back one, but I'd have to get under the wire. That would overstack. Or I can stay where I am under the vehicle. All right, routing. You're going to stay where you are and endure some more pain. You guys are going to move. Again, you're in an FFE. You could come over here onto the wire. Yeah, you'll come onto here. Onto here. 1, 2, so you're not overstacked. That's good. The rest of you guys will stay there and endure. Although you will be advancing into here. You guys are in an FFE on the outside. No, you're under target hex, so you may as well stay where you are and die. And you're under the wire too. Okay, that's going to be it for the route phase. And we're finally into the German advance phase. Let's do some, I forgot to do fires again. God damn it. So you need a 7. You need a 7. I think it's a 7. Uh, 6 plus 1 for EC is a 7. Yeah. So you're a flame. And you? Yep. What about you? Nope. All right, so then I have 3 hexes here to burn, so let's go H5. No, H4. Yes. I4. No. L4. Nope. M5. M6, I should say. No. I7. No. What about 2 11s for L8 and N7? And R7. No. And that is it. All right. Now we're into the advanced phase. So what are we going to do here? You'll advance into the trench. You're going to advance here. You'll come here. All right, so I missed a couple of steps. So let's do, you guys are here. I think I have to run because this unit moved adjacent. I should have routed away, which I failed to do. So let me do that now. So you would come here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 would put you in the trench. You have to move as well. So you would move 1 hex here. But you'd be suffering interdiction, so you would probably surrender. You would surrender. I'm going to refuse that. So no quarters in effect for the Germans. You don't have to route because you're in the pillbox. And that's okay. So I messed up that part of the route. So let's go back to my move. All right, so you're just by yourself. You're going to come back to here. All right, I almost forgot a close combat opportunity. This guy here was in the space. I never moved him, so I'm going to move him into this trench where we're actually going to have finally some close combat. So let's do that now. So it's not ambush terrain, so there's no chance of ambush. I outnumber him 2 to 1, and he's a 1 to 2. So let's see what that looks like. I need a 7, and he needs a 4. So I need a 7, and he needs a 4. So we're locked in a melee. And there we have it. You guys are in a vehicle. You guys are gonna move. No, you can't because you're fucking pinned. You'll stay there, I guess. What about you? You're in the vehicle, as I said. You guys, you still have to get under the fucking wire. All right, so you're stuck. You guys are gonna move. Where do I want to move you? I guess to here. Get you out of the FFE. That'll be it for advanced phase. And nobody's gaining concealment on the German side, and then we're into the Russian turn 5. All right, another long video there, guys. Apologies for that, but that's the way it goes. Again, this hasn't really cleaned out at all in the center. It's still looking like a shit sandwich, but it's the way it is. All right, we'll see you guys in the next video when the Russian turn 5 kicks off. Bye, guys.